Hello and welcome to another episode of Top Deck, and today we have a returning champion, Ben Challoner, coming on with his third place list from the Sheffield WCQ massive UK event, and he took Thunder Dragons to it and came out third place very, very strong. And let's just run through this deck. So triple Dragon Matrix, triple Thunder Dragon, triple Dragon Dark, triple Hawk, and triple Roar. So all of the new lineup and 3 of the original as well. And triple Solar as your starter card, triple Ash Blossom, 2 Ambers, 1 Denko, 1 BLS, 1 Levianeer, 1 Monster Reborn, Soul Charge, Foolish, 2 Thunder Dragon Fusion, triple Gold Suck, triple Instant, triple Brilliant, and triple Impermanence, rounding off a 6 hand trap lineup here, plus all the potential interrupts from your Thunder Dragons. So for the extra deck, triple Colossus, triple Titan, 1 Prismora, 1 Kaminari, 1 Thousand Eyes, 2 Sun Summer Summoner, 1 Link Rebo, 1 Underclock, 1 Unicorn, and 1 Borosword. For the side deck, triple Droll, triple Pank, triple Mind Control, triple Twisters, and triple Evenly. So a very sort of concise, lots of 3-ofs kind of deck. Focused on consistency and resource management. But let's get on to the siding strategy then, to see what was coming in and going out for each particular matchup. So for Danger Dark Lord FTK, he was putting in the Drolls when going first and taking out the Denko Levianeer and the Foolish Burial. For going second, again, it's pretty much the same in terms of what you're bringing in. The same Drolls coming in, the Denko comes out again. Soul Charge coming out, and 1 Solar coming out, actually, because you're just likely to see more starters in that case. For the mirror match, 3 Mind Controls going in, a Denko, Levianeer, and a Foolish going out. And then for going second, putting in evenly matched as well, because you can actually sort of dispatch their board a bit more there. Taking out some sort of one-offs and stuff, so Denko, Levianeer, Soul Charge. When you're going second, you don't really need to focus on building up the board, you can just try an OTK anyway. 1 Instant Fusion, a Solar, and a Foolish Burial all coming out going second there. For Sky Striker, the Drolls come in, and the Impermanence has come out, pretty reasonable. Easy switch there. And then for going second, putting in the Twisters and the Evenlies on top of the Drolls, just so you can dispatch that board. And the same kind of stuff, well actually no, yeah, so the same kind of stuff is going first coming out, so the Impermanence has come out. But then also taking out an Instant Fusion, a Soul Charge, Foolish Burial, and Solar, so these are sort of the typical side outs. And then the less typical side outs are 1 Raw and 1 Matrix here. For Altergeist, Twisters coming in when going first, 1 Instant Fusion, a Foolish, and a Solar coming out, so that sort of enables you to just pop off some back row. You don't need so many starters, because if you can just beat the back row, then you can beat the deck anyway. And it's the same kind of thing when going second, so evenly Twisters and Pankratops all coming in out to the essential back row. Taking out an Ash Blossom actually, Instant Fusion, which is the starter, Soul Charge because you're going second, Foolish Burial, Solar, both starters, and Matrix coming out, and actually the Impermanence is coming out as well. And then for the Trickstar Sky Striker matchup, so Drolls coming in again, and Denko and Foolish, and 1 other coming out. And then for going second, Drolls, Twin, and Evenly, just because you want to be able to deal with all the stuff that they set at the moment, which would typically be stuff like Anchors as well as Reincarnations, and maybe Scapegoats too. And then in order to make room for that, taking out the usual stuff for going second, so a Soul Charge, an Instant Fusion, Battery Mad Solar, and an Ash Blossom. And actually, it's another case of taking out a Raw and a Matrix here, and the Impermanence, since they can just dodge around those anyway. So that's it for the siding for the major matchups. But let's go on to the rounds that he played and see about his siding for these in particular. So round 1 he went up against Thunder Dragon and went 2-0 here. Round 2 against ABC 2-0. Round 3 against 60 card Zombie E-Link went 2-0. Round 4 against Sky Striker, this is Mars Sage, went 2-1. Round 5 against the Ronga Bonga deck, piloted by Raph, he went 0-2. Round 6 against Thunder Dragon, he went 2-1. Round 7 against Jake Quincy, also piloting Rongo, he went 2-0 here. And round 8 against Sky Striker, he went 2-0. So it looks like fairly even against Rongo, and then he's very capable of dealing with Thunder Dragon opponents, and the more sort of rogue stuff with the ABC and the zombie stuff. And then obviously the deck has an excellent matchup against the Sky Strikers as well, so looking pretty comfortable with this deck. He mentioned that against the Rongo, he just sided in the draws and took out the Levianeer, a Denko Secker, and a Batteryman Solar. And that was for both going first and going second, because it's harder for them to combo off if they can't get all the searches away. He's not sure what he sided against the ABC and the Zombie guy, as all he remembers was that against the Zombie guy he used Impermanence in game 1 on the Unizombie and then just OTK'd him, and game 2 it was pretty much the same but with an Ash. The ABC player couldn't out the Colossuses, so game 1 he just set a piece and passed, and Ben was able to OTK. And then game 2 was a bit more grindy, as the opponent went first and had some back row to stop him playing for a couple of turns, but managed to end on Colossus every turn, so the opponent just couldn't use the hangers or terraformings that he opened up pretty much every turn. Another thing to mention would be the shoutouts. So shoutouts from Ben go to Team Big Orbit and Big Orbit Cards and Big Orbit Games, The Click, if you know, you know, Luke Delaney, Stuart Watts, Luke Bennett, Connor Kelly, Greg Ware, and the Birmingham Bunch. So, how was the event? He said that it ran really well, and it was very nice that they did a sort of raffle prize setup on top of the usual entry, because this encourages players to just sort of stay in the event and carry on their matches, which prevents some really awful tiebreakers that you get when people drop after 2 rounds. Then he decided to play Thunder Dragons because, in his opinion, it's the best sort of anti-meta deck, as you can stun your opponent from playing, then just OTK them. And even if you go second, you can just OTK because your boss monsters are so big. Also, the Denko Secker really hurts things like Altergeist and Striker, and you can get away with maining just one since it's searchable. Most builds that we see of Thunder Dragons do tend to cut down the number of the actual Thunder Dragon cards a bit. Typically Matrix or maybe a Hawk or Raw might go down to 2, but he did decide to play 3 of each, and that was because he wanted to open a Thunder Dragon card every single time, and the deck is definitely a resource management deck, and he wanted a way to make sure he always had a Thunder Dragon in order to activate his Colossus. Then in terms of the boss monsters, there's a lot of variation in what you can actually utilize. We've seen stuff like BLS, Levianeer, some of the smaller Chaos monsters. We've even seen the Diabolos actually coming into this deck. But he played the BLS and Levianeer. I just wanted to know which one performed better and if he'd switch it up in the future. He said that Levianeer was definitely better against Striker, but BLS was just so good against Thunder Dragons. He felt like having one of each was definitely the best choice, given that the format is so diverse and you want access to each of them at different points. As for the Triple Titan, which is generally considered to be a point of contention because some people really like 3, some people play it at 2, and if you're playing a strange variation of Thunder Dragons, you might just play it at 1. But he went for 3 versions, 3 copies, because he felt that in the long game that you play, you tend to run out of Titans in certain matchups and testing. So he thought that 3 would just be better, as you always have 1 in the extra in order to put back your previous Colossuses off the fusion. Post-siding, did he feel very comfortable versus every deck, or were there cases where the deck can struggle? He said that he felt like the side was really good for all matchups, but Rongo, because he wanted the Xyz Encores for that matchup, was a bit difficult. He felt like it was better to just side Pancratops in order to deal with other matchups, but after the event he feels like he was wrong because he could have played Encore in order to help out in different matchups like against Raph. In building the deck, I just wanted to know what kind of thing he expected to face the most and how he prepared for it. He believed that Sky Striker would be the main thing. He just played the Levianeer and the Denko in the main, and then decided into Twisters and evenly withdrawals. It gives him a lot of options in order to combat them within the event. And then whether or not he'd play Thunder Dragon again, or does he have an eye on a different deck in the future? He said he'd definitely play this again because it's so explosive. It really reminds him of Dino Rabbit. You sit on your boss monster with good effects and then you can just attack them the next turn. However, he's testing some other stuff as he does enjoy combo decks, and he feels like this deck is kind of combo stun. However, he likes to keep an open mind for the future, and hopefully he can show this off at YCS Dusseldorf. So congratulations, Ben, on getting 3rd place at the Sheffield WCQ. Very impressive results. Great to see your confidence against so many different matchups, and your tactics applied for building this deck. And hopefully we'll see you again in the future. Thanks for watching this episode of Top Deck. If you have any comments or suggestions that you would like to make, leave them in the comment section down below. Check out the description for details of how you can get involved in this series. You can enter by voice interview, or instead you could just send all of your information over Facebook Messenger. Anything like that will be absolutely fine. If you want to see anything in particular from the upcoming series, then be sure to get in touch. and I'll see you guys in the next video.